What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Crypto Sherpa Show, where I cover the latest cryptocurrency news articles to keep you up to date on what is going on. I was in the middle of getting some water. Got to stay hydrated. Delicious. All right. So what is going on in crypto space? Bitcoin had a nice pump. Like we went up to 72,073 yesterday. Right now we're holding 71,300. So where are we going from here? What's going on in the space? Well, what I noticed yesterday too was though, like we started getting, or I noticed this tweet today and had a look into it, but it looks like our hashing rate just skyrocketed 15% in a V-shaped recovery this month because we have been getting new word out there. Some like the hash rate is going down. We're getting word that some Bitcoin miners are moving over to the AI sector, but it looks like we're getting a pump again. And I was trying to take a look at the chart to see if there's any correlation. So yeah, hash rate was going down, Bitcoin's price was going down. So maybe like hash rate's going up and we had a little spike. So maybe, who knows? I'm still waiting for like 200-week moving average. Like, I don't know, could we still see like a $65,000, $60,000 drop until we start skyrocketing again? Because I'm bullish on April. I think March, just be calm, dollar cost average as you can. And I think April is going to be a really good month. So, or at least the start of it. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm thinking when I look at the chart, look at the prices, looking at the news. But what is going on in the news? Yesterday, we had Trump claps back at the banks saying stop holding the Clarity Act as hostage. And today, we even get his son, Eric Trump, chiming in as well. Big banks are lobbying to block higher yields from crypto and stablecoins to protect their low-rate savings monopoly. He says banks pay customers near zero interest rates while keeping the spread and record profits. And here's exactly what he said on TruthSocial. No, this is actually X. Let me make this very clear. Big banks think JP Morgan, Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, etc. They are lobbying overtime to block Americans from getting higher yields on their savings while trying to block any rewards or perks from being given to customers. Now, these banks and others pay rock bottom rates on standard savings, often 0.01% to 0.05% APY, even as the Fed pays them 4% or more. Now, this massive spread fuels record profits with almost none passed back to their customers, everyday depositors. So, yeah, so the Trump boys, they are just like, everyone knew like everyone knows the banks do not want the public, their customers to make money. They're going to profit off of them and they want to keep it that way. So when exchanges are trying to offer yield on like stable coins out there, it's kind of taking money away from them and they know it. And like, yeah, here's like Crypto Russ pointing out that banks are starting to panic about crypto access. Banks are already pushing back after Kraken Financial was approved for a Federal Reserve master account. The Independent Community Bankers of America warned that letting crypto institutions access Fed's accounts, something traditionally reserved for regulated banks, could create risks for the banking system. Their real concern is obvious. A crypto firm plug-in directly into the Fed's payment rails means less reliance on the traditional banks. So for years, crypto companies struggled just to get a bank account. Now, one of them is getting direct access to the system itself. So no surprise that the banking lobby is nervous. Yeah, because again, they don't want you to earn money on your savings. And also, again, like after Kraken got the federal master account yesterday, this is less reliant on the banks, because usually with Kraken, you got to link your bank account, debit or credit card, go through your banks to say, can I buy some crypto, please? Now they don't even have to do that. So it's becoming less reliant on the traditional system, and they do not like that. So hence why they're pushing back. They did not like the Genius Act that went through. And because they can't make changes of that, they're holding Clarity Act hostage, because that was supposed to be like the continuation to continue on America's next step in becoming a crypto hub. But yeah, so banks are just not liking it. But we're still getting some adoption news. Like banks don't like it, but Wall Street, governments, institutions, like they're getting involved with it in some way or another. Like just in, the NYCE parent ICE takes minority stake in OKX, valuing crypto exchange at a $25 billion estimate. Now, this intercontinental exchange, ICE, invested in OKX, giving ICE a board seat and merging TradeFi with digital assets. So this could allow them to have tokenized stocks, OKX users to trade NYCE listed tokenized stocks and derivatives. We have regulated futures. ICE will license OKX's spot crypto prices for the U.S. futures contracts, and then Global Reach OKX distributes ICE's U.S. futures tokenization. So yeah, they have incentive too to get the stock markets tokenized out there, and looks like they're going with OKX for now. Like, who else was doing some digitizing stocks. Oh yeah, that was Binance. They did it. Like I remember covering that article where you can buy a tokenized version of Tesla stock on the Binance exchange. So yeah, but now we're getting the New York Stock Exchange getting involved too. So soon stocks are going to be tokenized on somebody's chain. Now, so that's going there. And let's see, what else do we have in some quick Twitter news? There's not a lot of news today. We have Cardano being accepted at some Switzerland companies. We have Australia doing something with a stable coin, but then again, also their AUD dollar coin, or not token, but coin, their actual currency is down. And then some news in Africa. And then other than that, got some scam articles that are still taking place. But let's continue on with the Twitter news right now. Let's see. It looks like Chinese EV company Jiuzi just announced to buy $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. Here we go. So that's some bullish. I think I saw that when I was looking at the Bitcoin chart. Yeah, like right here. Like I love crypto or coin market cap because you can see some, like when you look at the price chart, they throw in some news articles. And right here, Chinese EV company Jiuzi Holdings signs a $1 billion deal to acquire 10,000 Bitcoin. And that took place yesterday, or that was announced yesterday. No, this morning at 3:37 a.m. So yeah, China's buying some more Bitcoin, or they want to, at least one of their companies is. Michael Saylor is pointing out that there isn't enough Bitcoin for everyone. So we gotta keep that in mind. There's only 21 million Bitcoin. That's it. And then you got some funny meme out there. Hey, Saylor, can I have some? Sure you can. You just got to start buying it. Don't just keep waiting on the news. Like there's still some Bitcoin out there in circulation you can get. Like I think we have 19, almost 20 million, 1 million left to go. But the Bitcoin's in circulation. If you want some Bitcoin, just get it. $10 a day, $20 a month. It doesn't matter. Just start collecting it. So yeah, there's not enough Bitcoin for everyone. You always got to keep that in mind. Eventually we will get a stance where it'll be so hard to get it because some people, governments, institutions are just going to be hoarding it and just leaving you with the scraps. So just keep stacking. And then let's see, we got some more news on Elon Musk's X account, or no, X Money. Yeah, X Money launch as users begin accessing beta and wallet features. So you can like send, receive, and I think even earn some APY or digitally too. So some people are getting that access now. Who has access, like has been rolling out. Let's see. Oh yeah, so if you want to see if you do have access, because it is beta, some US people have offers. What you do need is an ID, social security number to verify for features like the send, deposit, and yield. Now to do it, you just got to go to open the X app, look at your side menu, and look for the money tab. If it's visible, tap start enrollment. No public sign up form yet. Invites coming soon per Elon. So unless it's over here, like home, explore, notifications, chat, premium, bookmark, let's go to more, list, community, I do not have access yet. So unless you see the money tab on this over here, then you were given access to beta, but there's been no public sign up for it yet. Now, speaking of Elon Musk, I just saw this was pretty funny today because he's such a troller. It's like, holy S, LMAO. Elon Musk just sent a decoy Tesla with decoy security team, then sneaks into the courtroom house before they get any good photos. I freaking love Elon Musk. Hold on. And there you go. So yeah, Tesla pulled up on the side, and then there's Elon over there just rolling in. So he avoided the paparazzi as he went there. Now, some of you are going, when did this happen? When is it going to court? This happened yesterday, testified on March 4th in San Francisco Federal Court, U.S. District, Northern District, California. It's a civil trial brought by Twitter shareholders who sold stock in 2022. They claim his tweets about bots/fake accounts were misleading and intentionally drove down the price ahead of his $44 billion acquisition. He defended them as just his honest thoughts, and the video shows his rival with security. And yeah, that was just pretty funny. So everyone's thinking that Tesla, there's Elon Musk, they have a security team come up, all of them start rolling over, and then on the backside, here comes Elon. So I love Elon Musk. But all right, so yeah, so that's the Twitter news I have for you. Now let's dive into what's going on around the world of crypto. I mentioned that you can start using Cardano to pay for some groceries in Switzerland. So yeah, Cardano can now be used to pay at 137 Spar stores across Switzerland. So supermarket giant Spar has enabled the ADA payment rails for customers in 137 Swiss stores as the country moves closer to its global crypto hub ambitions. Now, Switzerland's push as a crypto-friendly hub is getting a new retail test case, with Cardano's ADA token now usable for grocery purchases at Spar stores across the country. Now, Cardano users can start paying for their groceries in 137 supermarkets across Switzerland after the latest open crypto pay integration, from Swiss fintech firm DFX.Swiss. Now, the Cardano Foundation said on Thursday that the system is designed to process transactions in real time and allow payments directly from ADA wallets without routing through a centralized exchange. Now, for merchants open, CryptoPay reduces transaction costs by about 2/3 compared to traditional cards, according to the announcement. Now, Frederick Regard, the CEO of Swiss-based Cardano Foundation, called the development the beginning of a fundamental shift in how value moves through society, which marks the blockchain industry's transition from an experimental phase to a genuine financial transformation. So Cardano Foundation tweeted, "You can now pay with ADA at 135 stores." This was in partnership with DFX.Swish and Brick Towers, who are helping bring blockchain into everyday commerce through real-time, low-cost retail payments. Now, Spar first rolled out nationwide crypto and stablecoin payments in Switzerland back in August of 2025 for 100 stores via Binance Pay and the DFX.Swiss, with plans at the time to extend to 300 stores. Now, Tether Lugano commits $6.4 million to the global crypto hub ambitions. So separately on Tuesday, Tether and the city of Lugano committed 5 million Swiss francs to a second phase of the city's Plan B forum between 2026 and 2030, which aims to make Lugano a global hub for digital asset infrastructure. Now, Lugano has already allowed residents to pay certain municipal fees in Bitcoin and USDT as part of an effort to embed digital assets into the local economy. So yeah, they started off with Bitcoin and USDT payments. Like, it's been going on for some time. They said, what was that? August 2025 was when they started rolling out crypto and stablecoin payments. Yep. And now all they had to do was just click on a little update and boom, now ADA can be accepted there. And I feel like we will see that. Like, I feel like this is how the transition will work. First, we're going to start off seeing like stores accept either just Bitcoin or as well as a stablecoin as well, their choice. And then once they have that integrated, people use it. People see that it's actually a real thing. It's being used in traditional society now. Then once it gets actually a usefulness, then they can just do a quick little update. Hey, we want to start accepting ADA, or hey, we want to start accepting XRP. So it's going to be little switch updates out there. But I feel we will start off though with Bitcoin and a stablecoin as crypto payments and then expand there. So this is to start with Switzerland since they've been doing it for some time now. And I love to see the advancements that keep coming up from just anywhere that comes around the world. So way to go, Switzerland, on this brand new news and bullish news for Cardano users out there. So love it. Now that was Switzerland. So that was up north of the central part of the world, or Europe. Now let's move down south to the next continent down below. So Ned Bank partners with Crypto.com on Africa blockchain rollout. So the Ned Bank partners with Crypto.com on its Africa rollout. Let's see. So Ned Bank Group has partnered with Crypto.com to drive blockchain-based financial innovations across Africa, Crypto.com said in a company announcement published this week. So the collaboration is positioned as a go-to market and capability building effort, with a focus on piloting use cases that can improve access, efficiency, and trust in financial services. Now, Crypto.com said the partnership will explore applications across payments, remittances, digital identity, and tokenization, while also supporting knowledge transfer and joint innovation programs. Now, for Ned Bank, the initiative signals a structured approach to engaging the digital asset ecosystem for Crypto.com. Now, it's an enterprise distribution channel tied to a major African banking footprint. Next, stakeholders will watch for concrete pilot timelines, participating markets, and any regulatory or compliance framework attached to the rollout, alongside metrics that indicate whether prototypes convert into scaled production-grade deployments. And additional details on governance, custody, and consumer protection will be key as execution moves from announcement to implementation. So right now it's just an announcement, and eventually, like how America is doing it, working on rules and stuff, they will eventually implement just the executions on, the governance, who's custodying, consumer protections, like all the stuff every country has to actually deal with. And so they're starting it, which is good. And hopefully some other countries are doing too. Like, there's a lot out there that are trying to roll out crypto rules and regulations. Some are good, some are bad. And then again, the ones that are bad are just going to move people out of their country to more friendlier countries out there. So they got to get it right this one time, otherwise doom their country. So way to go, NetBank in Africa. I love seeing Africa getting adopted as well. I just love seeing the entire world adopting cryptocurrency, blockchain tech. It's like, it's here. It's not just in some fake story tell like this is nothing, there's no value. It's like if it had no value, why are countries around the world adopting the technology? Because the old system doesn't work anymore. So until you realize that the old system doesn't work, it's working fine right now, but we see the cracks and the flaws in it that it's not going to last forever. So just pay attention, keep learning, keep stacking, and just pay attention to what's going on around the world, because we're getting news daily on adoption, and again, price will follow suit with it. And now let's move over to a second continent. Let's talk about Australia. They just greenlit their first regulated AUD stablecoin on the XRP ledger. So yeah, so bullish news for XRP, and I don't know what this has to do with a AUD stablecoin. If it's pegged to their stablecoin, I'm not going to cover this article, but the Australian dollar declines to near 0.705 as trade surplus narrows in January. So their Australian dollar is weakening, and they're going to have a stable coin around it. So we'll see how this plays out, but they did get a green light. It's on XRP ledger. Let's hear about it. So, and let me zoom in so we can all read together. That's as good as it's going to get. Sorry, guys. So Australia has taken a concrete step toward institutional blockchain adoption after the Australian Securities and Investments Commission licensed AUDC Property Ltd to issue a regulated Australian dollar-backed stablecoin on the XRP ledger. Now, the stablecoin designated AUDD is issued by AUDC Private Ltd, a subsidiary of Australian fintech group Nova-T, and carries a full Australian financial service license. That distinction matters, unlike the wave of unregulated digital tokens out there that have drawn regulatory scrutiny globally. AUDD is structured as an institutional grade payment infrastructure or institutional grade payment instrument. Major Australian banks and licensed financial institutions can now legally issue, hold, and transact in digital AUD directly on chain. Now, technically, the case for building on the XRP ledger is straightforward. Transactions settle in 3 to 5 seconds at a cost of a fraction of a cent. And for institutions processing high volumes of payments, that efficiency gap compared to legacy rails is difficult to ignore. Now, industry observers have been quick to frame the development as more than a product launch. The XRPL's move from experimental network to formally recognized payment infrastructure, and it represents their view, a structural shift in how Australian finance systems might operate at the settlement layer. Now, regulatory overhaul is underway. The AUDD license does not exist in isolation. Australia is currently midway through a significant reworking of its digital asset regulatory framework. The Corporations Amendment Digital Asset Framework Bill 2025 introduced the Parliament this year, which brings crypto exchanges and platforms under the same regulatory standards applied to traditional financial institutions. Now, platforms holding more than $5,000 per customer or facilitating over $10 million in annual transactions will be required to hold an AFSL, a threshold that pulls a substantial portion of the local crypto industry into formal oversight. Now, ASIC has also introduced exemptions designed to ease distribution of the licensed stablecoin, extended beyond AUDD to include AUDM, issued by Katina Digital, and AUDF, issued by Fort Securities. So AUDD is not the first Australian stablecoin out there. We have 2 other companies from Cantina and Fort Securities. Now, the wholesale CBDC question. Yeah, so some countries out there are still utilizing CBDCs. I know here in America, I think we pretty much did put a ban to it, but they are still being used around the world because, again, it's either stablecoin or CBDC. Which one do we want to use? America chose to have stablecoins, but some out there are still going to go for the CBDC, the centralized bank digital currency. So while the private stablecoin market moves forward, the Reserve Bank of Australia is running its own parallel track, Project Acacia. I'm going to call it Acacia. So Project Acacia. So the RBA's wholesale central bank digital currency pilot. It is testing tokenized assets and digital money for institutional use cases, including cross-border transactions and wholesale debt markets. ANZ Bank is among the key participants, and the RBA has been explicit that it sees no strong case for retail CBDC. Now, one accessible to everyday consumers at this stage, the focus remains squarely on wholesale efficiency between financial institutions, not consumer-facing applications. Adding another layer to the infrastructure picture, MasterCard has demonstrated technology capable of wrapping CBDCs onto different blockchain networks, including the XRP ledger, and Ethereum, enabling secure interoperability across systems that would otherwise operate in silos. Now, the stakes happening right now is that Australian government's own estimates put the potential productivity and cost savings from unlocking digital finance innovation at up to $24 billion per year. Whether the regulatory architecture now being built is sufficient to capture that opportunity remains to be seen, and this scaffolding is going up faster than most anticipated. So Australia is getting the green light to roll a USD stablecoin, but as well, they're also working on a CBDC as well in parallel. So they're just trying out to see what works best, and they'll go with the one that does. But again, Australia has not been the best for crypto regulations. As I covered a couple of news articles out there, it just seems like everything they do isn't so crypto friendly. So it's centralized, traditional friendly. It works for them, but it doesn't help the crypto community at all. So that's why I've been noticing when it comes to like adoption news coming from Australia, it's like it's not so much adoption news, rather more centralized adoption news, and they're just trying to keep it to their standards. So I'll keep you updated on what's going on in Australia and everywhere else going on around the world, because again, we got Africa, we got Switzerland, stuff going on in Europe, everything happening in the US. So there's always something going on, and I'll keep you up to date on who's slacking and who is actually doing an accelerated job at it, or an excellent job at it. Yeah, that's it. All right, so that is basically all the news going on around the world. We have some scam news articles out there just to be aware of. Like, these scams are always taking place, so just be aware what they look like so you don't fall for it. This one is kind of new that's happening right now, but iPhone crypto wallets are under attack from state-grade malware. So this could affect you if you are using an outdated Apple iPhone, and we'll get more into it. So the era of assumed iPhone invincibility is over for mobile crypto traders. A sophisticated new threat, the Karuna exploit kit, is actively leveraging 23 disparate iOS vulnerabilities to bypass Apple's top-notch security and drain crypto wallets. Now, according to the new Google Tag report, the kit does not just crash apps or serve ads, it silently scans for BIP39 seed phrase thefts, extracts QR codes, and siphons private keys from the unpatched devices. Now the funds are gone before users even realize that the browser has been compromised. Now here's a crypto analysis for the big breaking Karuna exploit targeting iOS. Okay, which models are they again? Yeah, let's go for this one. I'm pretty sure the article will show it. But anyway, so Karuna leverages 23 exploits against Apple devices running iOS 13 to 17.2.1. Now, if you have a brand new iPhone, you should be fine. I think I am actually running software 21 right now. My phone is currently updated. Yeah, I'm on iOS version 26.3. So if you are a new iPhone user out there, you should have nothing to worry about as long as your phone's fully updated and you're not using any of these old softwares. But if you have an old device out there that you're using as a crypto wallet and as a cold storage device, you want to be sure that it's updated or just maybe move to a more friendly one, because with this exploit, if that device has this code, your crypto may be vulnerable to it. But let's see, what else is it? So this matter continues for years, and its advanced exploit chains were the execution domain of the nation state intelligence. Karuna marks terrifying. Okay, don't need to know that. Just the thing I just really want to make you aware of is this. You want to be sure you're updated and not on the 13.0 to 17.2. So let's see, but how does Karuna exploit the 23 iOS vulnerabilities to drain crypto wallets? The Karuna exploit kit is highly efficient with a one-click attack, and that activates when users visit a compromised site, often posing as gambling or news platform. Now, it targets vulnerabilities in WebKit to breach the device, then use local privileges escalation exploits to escape the browser sandbox. Now, analyzing the iOS versions of 13.0 to 17.2.1, Karuna employs multiple entry points to deliver a crypto wallet drainer designed to steal blockchain assets. Now, it scans the file system for cryptocurrency-related strings, checks the photo library for QR codes, and extracts mnemonic phrases from the Notes app. So, again, guys, do not save your seed phrase in Notes. You'd be surprised of all the people I've seen who go to their Notes section in their phone and oh, here's my seed phrase. See, I wrote it down. It's like, oh my gosh, never keep a digital copy of your seed phrase out there. Just write it down on a piece of paper and you're good. But yeah, so don't make that mistake, because that's what this hack is actually searching for. But this automated exploitation can result in immediate and irreversible thefts of assets of any iPhone user who uses their device for crypto trading and asset storing, and they need to stay vigilant. Now, this is a state-grade memo that goes mass market. So, yeah, they're claiming that this actually had to do like old government contracts that had to use this. So, crucial warning, you can exploit crypto theft. Yeah. But again, who's being targeted and why mobile cryptos? Again, just if who's being targeted is if you have crypto and it's in your crypto wallet and you're running this phone, again, scammers are going to exploit this hack as much as they can. Like scammers are going to scam. Like it doesn't matter. There's really no person or there's no specific target for this type of hack out here. It's basically anyone just who has an iPhone running these old softwares, and then that's it. That's the target. And the whole goal is just to steal people's crypto. So be safe out there on this one. There are some scams out there that do target people. Like I don't think I have one on here. Do I? Let's see. Nope, not that one. Address poisoning, Canadian rob crypto via ATM. Yeah, so like the only attacks that really target people I don't have an article, are wrench attacks. Those are the physical brute force. There is no hacking at all involved. It's just someone targets you on the street. If they had a wrench, that's what we're calling a wrench attacks. They threaten you with that wrench that you're beating them up unless you sell them crypto. Like that's kind of a targeted. They just look for weak, vulnerable people who may have crypto out there. So that would be targeted. But this specific scam for the iPhone hack, no, there's no specific target to it. It's just the target is if you have an iPhone that's outdated, they're going after you and your crypto. So that is that scam. Just be aware of that. And again, if you're running a fully updated iPhone, you're completely fine, nothing to worry about. But just be aware of that. If you have an old cold wallet of an old iPhone device you're using for your cold wallet, just you may need to switch it then at that point. But that's the one scam going on. Another scam that's continuing to happen is address poisoning attacks. This one drained 24 million in ETH USDC from silly tuna linked wallet. So again, like I never even heard of this website or this account or this wallet or even this coin out here. Like for the stable coins, just like some random ETH USDC on some crazy wallet. Not sure even what blockchain this is, but address poisoning. All the scam is like you go into your crypto wallet, instead of actually going into the receive button, you go into your transaction history, copy that address thinking it's your own, and then boom, you sent it to a fake person. Because again, that's how the scam works. Scammers send victims tiny fraction of the amount of a crypto transaction. Could be 1 penny, could be 5 cents, but they're just sending a bunch out there to random wallets in hopes that that person doesn't do the proper ways to receive crypto or send crypto. You're supposed to, again, go into your crypto wallet, click receive on the token you want. There's your QR code and your public address. Never go in the transaction history, copy the address there, because that's how these attacks happen. But yeah, so this victim lost $24 million by doing that. Again, if you're going to receive crypto, go to the wallet, click receive, and either scan that QR code or copy the public address right beneath the QR code. But that's how you stay safe from these attacks. But they are happening and people still fall for them. So don't be a victim out there. Be diligent. And then lastly, these scams happen all the time, like kind of linked to a kiosk and romance scam, probably, where victims get sent to a crypto ATM kiosk. They put money in. But after they've been scammed, there's a secondary attempted scam that usually happens. It's recovery efforts that lead to another scam attempt. So yeah, so scammers, once they already scammed you, they're going to go back at you again to try to get more money. They will claim, oh, we are a recovery firm. We heard you lost your crypto. We have the chance to do it. But in order for us to do it, you got to pay us X amount of money. Now, when it comes to crypto recovery companies out there, if there are people who do that job, they usually do not ask for money up front. They do estimates on what you lost, what they could potentially recover, and then they will take their fee from what they actually recover. So they got to see if it's worth it even doing it. If you just lost like $5,000, most of these recovery guys do not do it. They look for people they will help people who usually got scammed out like 100,000, 500,000, even millions, because that makes it worth their time to really track down the scammer and go after them. What movie is that? Taken style. Like no police, nothing. They will go after them. So, but yeah, so a Canadian that was robbed of crypto via ATM kiosk just got scammed again through a recovery effort. And let's see, is there anything really to do with this? Just in brief, a Nanaimo resident lost 5,000 Canadian dollars in crypto job scam before a second scheme emerged. So this wasn't a romance scam. This was a fake crypto job scam. So people pretending to be employees or businesses offering some crypto jobs out there, but then they lost it. So fraudsters posed as a lawyer claiming to have located $60,000 in crypto profits. So this is the second part to it. First, they lost their money to the crypto job scam, put money in a crypto ATM, gone. And then fraudsters posed as a lawyer claiming to have located at least this amount of money in profits. Now, the victim data is reused because those targets have already showed vulnerabilities. That Decrypt was told. So again, so just be aware now that this could happen. If you have been scammed before in any way, whether it be a romance scam, a crypto ATM scam, what other scams that we just cover? A poisoning address scam. What are the other ones out there? Send me 1 Bitcoin, I'll send you 2 back scam. There's so many different scams out there. If you've been a part of those ones, please do just take them as learning lessons. I know you would love to have that money recovered back if there was any way to it, but in crypto, everything's permanent. Once you send it, it's gone. So again, you may get some hopeful news that there might be a chance for recovery. Just take the experience as a learning lesson and don't try to recover what you lost this way, because most likely it could be another scam trying to get you because you already showed vulnerabilities on the first one. So just really be careful and safe out there. But that is it for the news. Do we have a comment in the chat? Let's see. How come it said 1 watching and I joined and still says 1 watching on YouTube? Nerfing you, mate? Probably. I know. I always seem to get more views on BitChute. I wonder how much I'm on with Rumble. Yeah, I'm streaming in multiple locations. But yeah, YouTube's been nerfing me no other. It's just they keep me the same. But BitChute's getting a lot of views. X usually gets quite a bit. Rumble. And I'm on a bunch of random ones too. I think I'm on Twitch and Kick too, but I know YouTube's nerfing me. But yeah, so that's the news today, guys. Just keeping you safe out there. Avoid scams. Know what they look like. Things are getting crazy in the markets for the Clarity Act. The Trump boys are going after the banks saying, stop it, guys. You lost. And the banks are scared because of cracking in the federal master account right now. Less reliance on the actual traditional banks. You don't need to go through them, just go straight through the Kraken. And again, we'll probably get some more exchanges to do the exact same, get those licenses if they get approved. Again, the government still has to approve them to get those accounts, but we may see more of that and then less dependency on the banks. So yeah, banks do not like it. And let's see, because of yesterday's spike, Bitcoin's actually going down right now, but it looks like because of our spike, we've increased from our fear and greed index. I thought yesterday we would have been up, but we were at a 17. Now we're at a 29. Now let's actually break this down more. Before I actually close off the show, let's talk about the cryptocurrency fear and greed index rises with the latest data. Now here are the details. So the fear index is a key indicator measuring investor sentiment in the crypto markets and has shown an increase with the latest data. Now, the Crypto Fear and Greed Index is a key indicator measuring investor sentiment in the cryptocurrency market. Are they fearful? Are they greedy? What's it showing? So this has shown an increase with the latest data. However, the negative investor psychology, often referred to as the excessive fear, has not yet completely disappeared. So the index compiled by Crypto Data provides alternative.me rose 12 points to 22 in its latest measurement compared to the previous day. However, despite this increase, the index is still in the extreme fear category. It is noted that the index moved from the fear level to the extreme fear stage and on January 30th and has remained in this region ever since. Now, this index assesses overall investor sentiment in the cryptocurrency market on a scale from 0 to 100. A value 0 indicates excessive fears in the market, while a value of 100 points is excessive greed. Now, these indicators is considered as important references to understanding investor risk appetite and market psychology, not used for trading. Just keep that in mind. You shouldn't be using the fear and greed index for day trading. You probably need some other metrics out there to go over that. This is just a nice look, get an idea where the market's feeling. Now, the index is calculated using multiple data sources. According to the calculation, it is weighted as follows. Market volatility is 25%. Trading volumes 25%, social media engagement is 15%, investor surveys 15%, and then Bitcoin's market capitalization dominance 10%, and Google search volumes 10%. So we did experience some times where Google had searches, is Bitcoin dead? So that definitely affected the fear and greed index. And experts note that despite the rise in the index, investors remain cautious and market uncertainties, and they're keeping their risk perception high. According to analysis, for the index to rise back to fear or neutral zone, market stability needs strengthen and price movements need to become more balanced. So this is not investment advice. This is just letting you know what's happening with the fear and greed index. And yeah, so we had a rise from the data. Again, news was going crazy yesterday. Bitcoin was rising. But as of right now, let's do a refresher because I think Bitcoin dipped a little bit. We are dipping. We're finding a little correction point at this point. Let's see. What's charts like? Again, like where are we going? Let me pull up some other charts out there. Let's see. BTC month to month. Because they know like some of us are expecting like one more month of red if it mirrors like a 2018. Yeah, here we go. Here's a nice chart. Nope, that's not the one I want. I want the full chart. Let's see. Where can I get the full one of that guy? Because we can see like in 2018, Bitcoin experienced 5 months or 6 months of red candles. And then after that was 5 months of green. Here we go. Finally, 1 month is turning green, showcasing this. So yeah, so right here. So in 2018, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, months of redness, and then 5 months of green. And so I'm kind of hoping like we kind of have a mimic going on where right now, let's see where we're at. So starting in October, that's when we're at our peak of 126, started going down from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had just had 5 months. So if we have one more red month, then this will be the second time in Bitcoin's history that happened. But again, you never know what could take place. We could have a green month and it starts going from here. I'm still hoping for one more red because again, I'm always trying to look at also the 200-week moving average. Like that was my prediction. I thought we would have at least touched 60,000 before we would have changed. Like, let me see. Let me go to Bull Mania. I want charts. Here we go. Let's see. Can I get the Bitcoin moving average? It hasn't been working lately. Yes. So here we go. So the 200-week moving average is 58,000. I was feeling like Bitcoin needs to come here before that narrative truly changes. So right now, I guess we're still in a bearish narrative. It hasn't flipped yet, but I was expecting like maybe we could go here, but I'll see what happens this month for the charts. Because again, if we go red, hopefully we'll be at this price level and then boom, we start taking off. So I'm looking at that. If you take a look at performance by year though too, let's take a look at the midterm year because that's what we're going through right now. Let's go through the average charts. So white's average. So if we follow the midterm year charts, like we should expect more pain, but there is usually a pump that we would experience around this time for just a few months and then continue to go back down November. So this is a possibility if you're just looking at the charts out there. But again, there's also last year was speculating about like cycles seem dead right now. Are we starting something new? Did we get pushed back a year? So I'm also hoping like a true bull run actually starts this year because it got pushed back 1 year. And then so we're getting a Bitcoin rise and then hopefully an altcoin season rise that people were always going, well, we didn't get an altcoin season this year. It's like, well, maybe we might get one still this one. It'll make its run up to November or we'll just, that's always a possibility out there. Or we may just continue on with this chart where we'll have a pump from like March halfway through the year and then slowly go down to Bitcoin's true bottom, and then we'll go up and wait for the next, and we'll just continue on with the 4-year cycle. So yeah, so that's my thoughts on where the price could go. It's like it's what's that word? It's either. It's either we can go up from here, or we could have just one more month and then we go up from here, or we just continuously go down. So until we reach like 60,000, some people called 45,000, 50,000. I was thinking that 1.2. So we can still go either way. Just pay attention to what's happening. I know if the Clarity Act does go through, if banks actually lay off of that and actually let exchanges produce yield on it, that would be definitely a catalyst point to pay attention to. Another thing to pay attention to is ETF moments. There is a lot of outflows going there. So if Bitcoin ETFs start having a lot of money inflow as well to there, that's a nice little change as well. So lots of little triggers and things to be aware of. But everyone, I hope you have an awesome day. It's Thursday. I gotta get ready for our crypto class here in an hour. It's workshop. I'm just going to be demonstrating swapping coins, doing it on an exchange, doing it within your wallet, maybe some anonymous swapping sites out there. So I won't be getting ready for that. But I hope everyone has an awesome day, and I'll see you tomorrow with some more crypto news. So take care, guys.